Hello, everyone. It's Miriam Ortiz y Pino here with More Than Organized, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about holiday decorations today, and how to make your holiday decorations a little bit easier than they might be starting right now. I see a lot of holiday decoration mess, so I wanted to talk to you about that today. But before we get started, I want to remind you to go to MoreThanOrganized.net. Lots of free resources and other ideas there that you can apply to the holidays and to year-round entertaining as well. So the first thing I want to talk about in terms of holiday decorations is to keep it simple. And some of this I've talked about before, and some of it may seem like, oh, that won't apply to me, or there's no way, it's the holidays, it's always chaos. But thinking about it a little bit can help you really keep things simple. So one of the things that I did first to simplify my holidays was just deciding on a theme, and that I would stick with that theme. I created a rule for myself, if you will. I decided that I really like blue and silver and clear and white. So all of my holiday has been built around those things ever since. And it helps in that when I'm out shopping and looking at all the holiday fare, I might see something that I really, really like. But if it doesn't fit into that scheme of things, that holiday theme, it's easy for me to appreciate it in the store and leave it there. If it is within that scheme of silver and clear and white, it allows me to make an easier decision. Is that something I need? Do I have something like that already? And it just makes that buying when you're under pressure and under the gun so much easier. So it helps keep things very curated and working together. So along those same lines, if you think about your decorating in terms of repeatable, how can I make it the same every time so that I get faster and more efficient at it? It can really save a lot of time and make it more enjoyable, and it becomes a ritual to make things repeatable. So and I'm going to show you part of that in just a second, but if you always put up your tree in the same place, if you always decorate the mantle in the same way, if you always put the lights on the fence in the same way, it can really help save time and effort and energy during a chaotic period. So check that out as well. It also allows you to improve. So every year when I decorate my fence, I use this garland, and the lights are already wrapped around the garland. I did that the first year. I use these binder clips that are giant, that clip on the fence really easily. And then one year we had a big windstorm, and I realized, oh, I need to use just one size up on the binder clip to get it more secure on there. So I bought one box of large binder clips that make it easier. On year 3, I changed the extension cord and timer and where I plug things in to make it easier. So it allows you to upgrade without starting from scratch. It allows you to figure out those places where this could be easier next year. What can I do to make this easier next time? So that's the other thing I really like about the repeatable. It also allows you to get help. So I often take a photograph of a display or a way I want to decorate so that I remember next year, and then I can have my niece or nephew help me with it if I want to. So that's helpful as well. Or if you have a decorating party, people can see what you're going for and help you out. You also want to think about the cleaning, and I'm going to show you this as we talk, okay? So I really keep things simple, but with that color scheme, and by just switching things out. So I've talked about it. If you have linens or candles or something like that, just substitute them out. So for instance, I have these votive candle holders. Can you see it? Okay. Votive candle holders with snowflakes on them. I love them. Year round, I have plain tea light holders that I use pretty regularly. But at the holidays, I just swap it out for this snowflake one. They live in the same place in the displays of my house. I swap out half of my white candles that I use year round for blue ones. And I buy 2 or 3 shades of blue so they mix up so that it goes nice. And I switch out a couple of my pillar candle holders with this one, and I'm using a dirty one deliberately. It's just more sparkly and shiny when there's a mirror and some blue sparkle on it, and I put a blue or white pillar in there. and that works. I always, as I decorate, I carry around a microfiber cloth to do this, and this is probably not going to work on this entirely. So you can use the microfiber cloth to clean this up, and because this wax is a little bit on the sticky side, I often have to use museum wax so my cats don't knock things over, and I think this got a glob of that on there, so I just smeared it around. But you clean with the microfiber cloth, and it'll work much better when I show you this thing. So part of the repeatable, and this is my regular thing, and then I just amp it up, is this is a white thing that sits on my shelf most of the time. It's just a planter. And I do the same thing in it every year. So here I have my fancy in a little file box thing, and it's labeled on the outside that this is my glitter and blue and I don't know why I'm tangled up here. I have glitter and blue ornaments, and I just have some of those. I have a few white ones, pretty cool, groovy ones that I have, and I pop these into here, and I end up with a pretty display of my favorite colors. Let's see, if we do the white on the bottom, it allows for the blue to be on top. Okay, so this basically is done. And it goes on a shelf, and it can just sit there, and it's festive. Now, I may play around with this a little bit to add some garland strung through it, but look at that. I'm done decorating my bookcase. And I have the other thing that can beef up, make sparkly around a candle. You know, I just have some garlands and some things, and they're labeled in there, and it takes me all 5 seconds to do that. And to wipe that thing out, clean it up, put this back into the closet when I'm done. But it's all labeled and categorized, and so when I break down the display at the other end of the holiday, it's also very easy to put things away. But that's kind of what I wanted to show you. I do a few display things with ornaments like that. I have another bin. This bin here is the pieces that I hang in the windows. So I have some clear glass baubles that I hang up in the windows that work really well. And then I have some mercury glass things. I sometimes put them in with this. So I can, it's harder to move these things around while I'm on camera than I thought. So, you know, you can add it in there or use it in a different display. But everything will work together, and you can do it the exact same way, so you can do it very quickly. I also have a set of these ornaments that I put into a glass vase, and the candles are all I do on the bookshelf, except for some garland. So I use command hooks, and I put garland across the bookcase, so in the candlelight, it all sparkles and shimmers, and that's all I do there. And then I do a small tabletop tree on the other end of the room. But to help with the storage afterwards, so when you clean up, again, you're going to dust things off as you put them away and put them into, I love using clear glass bins. And each little box has a bunch of stuff visible, see? So those are the ornaments that go on my tinsel tree, and this is the garland on this side. And everything has its own individual thing within the box so that I can take it out or hand it off or get rid of or replace or upgrade whenever I want. And I take a picture of how the box is packed, so when I go to put it away, it's very easy to put all that stuff away as well. So I just wanted to give you some of those tips. I have the two larger boxes with the small ornaments and 3 of the boxes with these ball ornaments because I love these glitter old-fashioned ones, but I don't put them on a big tree. So it keeps things really simple. And I can arrange a couple candlescapes, my little tree, my bookshelf with the garland around it and the fence, and I'm done decorating for Christmas in about an hour, top to bottom, start to finish. So it can be really fun or really fast and just for me. So those are some of my tips for keeping the decorating simple and making decisions about what to decorate and how and where to put things. So I hope that helps. It was a little rushed. I threw this together kind of last minute, and I haven't actually started decorating yet. That's on tap for this week. So now my stuff is out. I'm ready to go. But just, remember, keep it simple, keep it repeatable, make it easy to clean and easy to store. All right. Thanks. Have a great holiday, and check out MoreThanOrganized.net for more simple tips and ways to declutter and time management and productivity tips. See you next week. Bye.